Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and yes, I have one of these Bluetooth mics again. It finally came in the mail, and we will have some audio quality again on this channel. So, let's talk about something that came up recently. I saw on the Q&As, and I thought I would give this its own video because it's an interesting topic from the perspective of strength training, recovery, training frequency, things like that. And that's this question of why do some people drop the bar when they deadlift, and why do others hold it? And there are distinct advantages to both. Now, obviously, if you compete in powerlifting, you're going to have to do some training to where you lower it under control, because if you just turn loose to the bar, you don't lower it controlled at a meet, you're going to be red lighted. You're going to learn habits that aren't going to help you. But a lot of strength athletes, depending on what they're doing, you will see them pull the bar and let go at the top, or they'll let go part of the way down. And so why are people doing that? Because when you want to do either really high volume deadlifting, or even sometimes particularly high volume and high frequency deadlifting, it can put a lot of stress on your body. It can be difficult to recover from. And in particular, the eccentric, the lowering of the bar on a deadlift, will put extra eccentric stress and extra micro tears through your whole lower back. And that can fatigue your lower back more quickly. It can slow down recovery of your lower back, and it can really limit your overall volume and the strength that you can develop as a result of it. So a lot of times people choose to do that. They will do that so that they can do 10 sets of deadlifts, or even 10 heavy singles or something, so where they do it and then they turn loose of it, so that they don't have to deal with the recovery side of that eccentric portion of the rep. They don't have to deal with the extra lower back fatigue as a result of that. So it's going to be very, very good for that type of training. On the other hand, we could argue, though, that extra eccentric training, eccentric reps play a very important role in hypertrophy to some extent. And so by skipping that, you might be missing out on some of the lower back hypertrophy. So it comes down to really a point of how much volume do you really want to do as to whether this is a useful technique or not. For someone who's doing relatively low amounts of deadlift volume, you may want to go ahead and do the just somewhat controlled lowering so that you get that extra eccentric stress, which can help hypertrophy and strengthen the lower back more. Whereas if you're doing just the concentrics and you're turning loose of it, you're getting better motor learning and you're getting the skills better, and it lets you do more volume without that same fatigue. But you may not be getting all the benefits of the lower back, but by that same token, you still could be. And that's something that people forget, that even if you do something that isn't stimulating quite as much growth as you do it, if you do more of it, it can balance out at the end. So you still might get the results you want there, but it is going to take more total sets to do it. So it really is a matter of your training programming and what you're specifically trying to do. So really there is no right or wrong answer there. So controlled lowering of the weight has its use in training, and turning loose of it has its use in training. It all depends upon your goals and what your training cycles and your volume and your workloads and frequency look like as to which one you really want to do. They're both perfectly viable. They both work. But again, it's all about context. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.